Woke Disney has completely folded. They have unconditionally surrendered as Ron DeSantis has completely crushed all of their woke efforts. We're going to take a look at how Republican supermajorities across the country are ending wokeness like never before, and we're going to see what it all means for the future of our nation. You are not going to want to miss this. As disappointing as the last midterms were, one of the most astonishing developments to come out of those elections was the rise of Republican supermajorities in red states across the country. Now, a supermajority simply refers to legislatures that have veto-proof majorities. They're generally at least two-thirds of the state House or Senate, and they represent really nothing short of the political dominance of a particular political party over a state. And so more Republican supermajorities than ever either formed or expanded last midterms. One of my favorite examples of this is Kentucky. How's this for dominance? As of last midterms, Republicans now dominate 80% of the Kentucky's legislature. I mean, they literally hold 80 of Kentucky's 100 House seats. Democrats are basically and mercifully going extinct in Kentucky. So with this massive dominance in so many red states, we're beginning to see legislation that's doing nothing less than utterly crushing the woke left. Let's start with what's going on in the amazing state of Florida. Now, as you all know, the Republicans slaughtered the Democrats throughout the Sunshine State in last midterms. They amassed a supermajority in both the House and the Senate, and that involved a massive sea change in Miami-Dade County, which was one of the bluest of blue counties in the nation. Get this, all 9 of Miami Republicans running in Miami area state races, all 9 won in November. All right, this is Miami-Dade. This is unthinkable. It turned red. It was an absolute blowout. In fact, for the very first time since Reconstruction, there will not be a single Democrat holding statewide office in the state of Florida. They're gone. They've been consigned to a total and complete wipeout. And now the woke are beginning to reap the whirlwind, the red state whirlwind. Yesterday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill officially ending Disney's governing autonomy in the state of Florida, just weeks after it was revealed that Disney was pushing a radical LGBT agenda as part of their organized opposition against the parental rights bill that was signed into law by Governor Ron DeSantis. The Florida Senate overwhelmingly passed a bill that officially strips Disney of its self-governing power and special exempt status. You may not have known this. I certainly didn't. But for the last 50 years, Florida Disney has had a special self-governing status that allowed it to act relatively autonomously from Florida state law. I found this out firsthand. We had a Turley Talks company meeting down in Orlando back during COVID a couple of years back, precisely because Florida was free while so many other states were enslaved to mask mandates. That's why we picked Orlando. So we went to have dinner at a Disney park, and we were stopped by the hostess in the restaurant because we didn't have masks. Disney was enforcing basically California's mask mandate, the draconian mask mandate, in the middle of Florida. And when I asked the hostess how the hell she could do that, she said that Disney operates with their own autonomous laws. They don't have to comply with the laws of Florida. Well, as of yesterday, that just got shoved up their butts.
Today, the corporate kingdom finally comes to an end. There's a new sheriff in town, and accountability will be the order of the day.
So after having gone completely and totally woke, Disney now has officially lost that self-governing status after 50 years. They'll now live under the same laws as everyone else in the wonderful state of Florida, and they will be forced to pay up their debts and their fair share of taxes. But it's not just Florida. Over in Arkansas, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has signed a bill that will restrict what they're calling adult-oriented performances in her state. It's a bill that originally took aim to reclassify drag shows to be in the same category as adult strip clubs and theaters. Under the new law, adult performances are now banned from public property or being funded in whole or in part with public funds. And the law, of course, restricts any admittance of minors to be participating and attending the adult shows. So the state of Arkansas has brought a decisive end to these so-called kid drag shows that have been shamelessly performed around our country of late. In a comparable move, the deep state red state of Oklahoma has banning sex change operations for anyone under the age of 18.
We must protect our most vulnerable, our children. After all, minors can't vote, can't purchase alcohol, can't purchase cigarettes. We shouldn't allow a minor to get a permanent gender-altering surgery in Oklahoma. That's why I'm calling for the legislature.
That was Governor Kevin Stitt making the announcement. But all of this, gang, is just the tip of the iceberg. The fact is that red states are banning wokeness all over the place. And this has extraordinary ramifications for the future of our nation, which we're going to find out about in a moment. But first, gang, you have got to click on that link below and try for yourself the new technology behind MyPillow 2.0. It's amazing. Mike Lindell's absolutely outdone himself with a new fabric temperature regulating technology that keeps you comfortable all throughout the night. You're going to absolutely love it. I know I do. And you get the same amazing savings as always if you use promo code Turley. A classic MyPillow is normally $69.98, but if you use promo code Turley, you'll get the same classic MyPillow for just $19.98, and that applies to 200 products in their catalog. So don't wait. Click on that link below. Give the gift of comfort and warmth to yourself, to your loved ones. Support one of America's most amazing patrons and get the best savings ever with promo code Turley. Click on that link below right now. The rise of Republican supermajorities and the banning of all things woke has huge ramifications for the future of what are called sanctuary states. Now, of course, sanctuary states or sanctuary cities, they're generally associated with left-wing causes such as immigration or abortion. But right now, on the right, sanctuary states are deep red states that are committed to protecting their citizens from any and all Democrat programs and persecutions coming from Washington, D.C., or manifest in all things woke. More and more red states have been joining together and, in effect, forming an administrative and legal wall against the assaults on our civil liberties by the blundering Biden administration. This is just an expanded version of what we've seen in the rise of what are called Second Amendment sanctuaries. As of today, more than 1,200 jurisdictions in 37 states have adopted resolutions that have made their jurisdictions official Second Amendment sanctuaries. This is the idea of the sanctuary state from the vantage point of the right, the patriot right. Red states banding together to create administrative and legal walls that protect their citizens from the oppressive woke excesses and abuses coming out of D.C. We, of course, saw that with people like Ron DeSantis standing up to the vax mandates and lockdowns. We've seen it from the Texas Attorney General's office pushing back against deep state social media censorship attempts. Texas now has a law that makes it illegal for big tech companies to censor the free political speech of Texas citizens. In fact, as I understand it, that applies now to anyone who's been censored, even if you're not in Texas, because that censorship has the potential of affecting Texas social media users. If your channel is being suspended, Texans can access that channel and are therefore cannot access that channel and therefore are affected by these censorship practices. So these supermajorities mean that red states can increasingly set their own political agendas regardless of what D.C. wants or says, or regardless of what the woke are trying to do. Democrat attempts to obstruct state efforts are immediately thwarted with these massive majorities. So there you go. The days of the woke left are indeed coming to an end in significant parts of our nation, where more and more regions are making it absolutely clear, here in our state, you go woke, you go broke. As always, make sure to smack that bell and the subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on Elon Musk defending Scott Adams against woke cancel culture. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.